Americans are leaving America, and it is not for vacation. It's for survival. A growing wave of Americans are packing up, terrified by Trump's dictatorship, Republican fascism, and Democrats' capitulation. Interracial couples, intelligent people in general, are seeing their rights replaced with restrictions. In Ireland, US passport applications hit their highest level in a decade, up 60% in just 2 months. France is seeing long term stay visas for Americans up 20%. Portugal, Spain, UK, relocation companies can barely keep up with demand. Traffic to Blacksit Global, which helps Black Americans relocate, surged 50% after the election. Some are leaving quietly, like a trans couple in Colorado, because Trump wrongly says there are only two genders. States are moving to ban gender care, so they're planning their exit. Google searches for how to leave the US spiked after the election, and real estate deals for Americans in Spain surged before the Golden Visa program was shut down. European culture is different than American culture, and many won't adjust. And of course, Europe has its issues: immigrations, taxes. Putin expected to take Moldova and then Romania with his eyes on the rest of Europe for the new Russian Empire. But a possibility of another European war is a safer bet than staying in a country that is already a fascist dictatorship.
If you are an American who is planning to move away from the US this year, this video is for you. I'm going to go over the things that you should keep when you're moving abroad and the things that you should go ahead and cancel. So the first thing that you'll want to keep is a US phone number, and the reason why you want to keep this is because you most likely use apps such as banking or investment apps that use two-factor authentication to send you a code through a text message or phone call. And a lot of US banks don't allow you to use a non-US number for this. So you can actually cancel your US phone plan, but keep your current phone number if you port your number over to Google Voice. So that means that instead of being associated with your carrier, it is now linked to Google Voice instead. So you can do SMS and Wi-Fi calling, but you can't do iMessage or call using data. But if you're only keeping your phone number for two-factor authentication, then this is going to save you a ton of money versus having an international plan. Most two-factor authentications will work with Google Voice, but just to make sure, set this up a week or two before you leave. The second thing that you want to keep is a US address. A lot of banks and credit cards require that you have a US billing address, or else you risk your account being closed. And the IRS also needs a valid US address to send tax forms, refunds, and official notices. The best way to keep a US address is to use a virtual mailbox service such as iPost01. So the way this service works is that they scan your mail, they email you images, and forward your packages internationally. So you're able to access everything online. And iPost01, for example, starts at around $10 a month, so it's very affordable. But you can also just ask a trusted family member or friend to have your packages and mail sent to them instead. Moving on to the things that you can cancel is some insurances, such as health insurance, car insurance, and renter's insurance. Yeah, you can cancel that. If you have a visa, it probably requires that you already have health insurance valid in your new country. But if you don't have that set up yet, definitely get travel insurance. I've used World Nomads before, and it's really good. It's really comprehensive. It's pretty affordable, and it has really good customer service, which is important if you, say, get into a medical emergency. You can go ahead and cancel some streaming services such as HBO Max, ESPN, and Hulu. Those ones specifically will not work outside of the US. And you can freeze or cancel any credit cards that you won't be using overseas so that you reduce your risk of credit card fraud. All of my content is about how to live and move abroad, so if that's something that interests you, make sure to give me a follow to learn more about how you can do that.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are talking about something that's been making headlines but still feels kind of shocking. A lot of Americans are leaving the United States. Yes, packing their bags and starting over in other countries. And not just a few here and there, it's becoming a trend, a real one. Let me start by saying this. America has always been seen as the land of opportunities. The American dream was all about freedom, success, and building a better life. But in 2025, a lot of folks are looking at the US and thinking, this is not the dream I signed up for. That's deep, and it says a lot about where things are right now. If you're coming across this channel for the first time, my name is Rosemary. Kindly consider subscribing, give this video a thumbs up, and let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Before we get to the video, let me play a few clips on the same, and I'll be back with my commentary. All credit goes to the original creators of these videos.
I'm an American that lives abroad, and I'm here to tell you that you can do it too. I left the States about 2.5 years ago, and I used to live in Japan, in Tokyo, and now I live in Shanghai, in China. And the quality of my life has skyrocketed. My professional opportunities, my income, my mental health, my physical health, and the way that I move through the world has completely changed in so many better ways since I left America. America's in a really tough spot right now, as we know, and it's not looking good. As a lot of people are starting to research and learn more and travel more, they're starting to realize the way that people live in other countries. In Japan, in China, in a lot of places in Asia, in Europe, in South America. There are hundreds of millions of people living better lives than you currently are in America, and it's really hard to hear that, but it's true. And I am somebody that has actually made the jump and gone to another place, got rid of all my stuff in America, decided that I probably aren't going back, and it was the best decision I ever made. So you may think that it's difficult and impossible. It is not. Anything that is worth it is challenging, but can be the most consequential decision that you ever make in your life. And so many people all over the world have left America and have built beautiful, healthy, happy lives in so many other places. I found a life for me in Asia, and you can find somewhere in a lot of other places based on your preferences, the type of people you want to be around, the opportunities you want to pursue, etc., etc. So it is possible. I genuinely want you to believe that you can do it if it's something that you are interested in. And a lot of people are interested, and it's really, really great. So I hope you consider it. Follow for more.
If you are one of the millions of Americans that are trying to leave the country, or you've entertained the thought of leaving the country in hopes of something else better, greater, more affordable, the list goes on, especially with the current administration, then listen up. Exactly 60 days, I will be leaving the US indefinitely. Again, because I've done this once in 2023 and had to come back for health issues, but I will be leaving once and for all in 60 days. I already know the country that I'm going to. I already have the visa for the country that I'm going to and all of that involved. So that's probably step one of this process, is figuring out where you're going to go. And newsflash, I'm going to Bali, of course, but I'm not going to stay there. Make sure that you hit that follow button and you follow along as I pack up my home and once again leave the US indefinitely.
One big reason people are leaving is politics. After Trump got re-elected, the country felt even more divided than before. Some people are scared of immigrants, the marginalized, the women. Many feel like their rights are being rolled back. And let's be honest, there's been a rise in hate speech, book bans, and policies targeting already vulnerable groups. People are tired. They don't want to fight every day just to be treated like a human being. So where are they going? A lot of Americans are heading to Europe, places like Portugal, Ireland, the Netherlands, and Germany. Some are even heading to Mexico and South Africa. And guess what? It's not just activists of people escaping politics. It's professionals, it's students, it's retired folks, families with kids. Everyone is trying to find a safer, more affordable, and more stable life. That leads to the second reason: money. America has become more expensive. The rent is high, groceries cost more than ever, and healthcare, don't even get me started. People are working 2 or 3 jobs and still can't afford to live. Meanwhile, countries like Portugal or Mexico offer a lower cost of living, free or affordable healthcare, and even easier paths to residence. Let's not forget student loan. In the US, people spend decades trying to pay them off, but other countries offer free or low-cost education. Imagine getting a master's degree without drowning in debt. That's real life in other places, and people are waking up to that. And then there is quality of life. In other countries, people actually get paid a vacation. Healthcare is not tied to your job. Childcare is affordable. Public transport works. And you don't have to worry about going to the grocery store. Might turn into a tragedy. That's a reality many Americans are tired of living with. Let's talk about social services too. In the US, things like Medicaid, SNAP, housing aid, they are constantly under threat. Just recently, Congress passed a bill that slashes healthcare funding and cuts services for low-income Americans. That's terrifying. Meanwhile, countries with universal healthcare and strong social support systems are looking better and better. But here is what really hit me. This is not just poor people or marginalized groups living. Wealthy Americans are living too. Some are moving to Monaco or setting up in tax-free cities overseas. They are taking their money and running. Why? Because even the rich don't see the long-term stability here. That says a lot about where things are heading. We have also seen a rise in Americans applying for dual citizenship, especially with European countries. British citizenship applications have hit records high. People with Irish or Italian ancestry are trying to get EU passports. It's not just about escaping, it's also building a backup plan. And this next point might surprise some of you. Some immigrants who used to call the US home are now going back to their countries. Why? Because they feel safer there. Some Latino families are going back to Mexico. African immigrants are returning home to start businesses. They no longer feel like America is worth the stress, especially with all the deportations, ICE raids, and immigration rollbacks happening. So here's my reaction. I don't blame people for leaving. America is going through a lot right now. And instead of fixing things, it feels like the system is cracking. The rich keep getting richer, the poor are being punished, and the middle class, they are just trying to survive. What hurts the most is that it didn't have to be this way. America has the money, the talent, the innovation, but the priorities all messed up. Instead of investing in people, the government is cutting healthcare, banning books, fighting over drug use, and handing out tax breaks to billionaires. So yes, people are living for safety, for freedom, for sanity. And honestly, I think this trend will only grow unless real changes happen. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.